Consumers today can choose from an almost unlimited variety of poultry meat and egg products. These products are abundant, nutritious, safe, and very affordable. Decades of scientific research have enabled the poultry industry to implement practices which allow the birds to thrive in a productive and comfortable environment. Consumers today are very curious about how their food is produced and want to know more about specific issues. One topic discussed often today is antibiotic use. USPOULTRY has invited two noted experts to help us understand the use of antibiotics in the poultry industry. Dr. Randy Singer and Dr. Chuck Hofacre will answer questions concerning current and future use of antibiotics in poultry.
Hi, my name is Randy Singer. I'm an associate professor of epidemiology at the University of Minnesota. I'm a veterinarian and I have my PhD in epidemiology. The focus of my research program for the last 15 years has been really around foodborne pathogens and antimicrobial resistance and how to minimize risks to the animal populations, to the human populations, as well as in the environment. When I teach courses in infectious disease epidemiology to graduate students in veterinary medicine and in public health, we focus extensively on how we can create programs to reduce these disease risks to the animal populations and human populations. What we're going to talk about today with respect to antibiotic use. Antibiotics are a key part of a program to maintain the health of these animal populations. They have their potential risks, antibiotic resistance. And so what we're going to discuss today is how we try to minimize those risks from resistance developing in bacteria that affect the animals, as well as the bacteria that can be spread to people through food.
Hi, I'm Chuck Hofacre. I'm a veterinarian and I've specialized in poultry medicine for the last 30 years. I'm a professor at the University of Georgia and I teach veterinarians the specialty of poultry veterinary medicine. Today we're going to visit this farm and talk about antibiotic use and antibiotic resistance in the poultry industry. One of the major tools that a poultry veterinarian and the poultry industry uses in their fight against diseases is to prevent the disease to come onto the farm in the first place. So before we go onto this farm and talk about antibiotic resistance and antibiotic use, we'll be putting on boots and coveralls and a hairnet so that we don't bring any diseases onto this farm.
How are antibiotics provided to poultry?
When a flock of chickens become sick or individuals within the flock become sick, we can't chase around trying to catch that one individual or those individuals that are sick. In fact, that would cause more stress. One of the things we know, just as with us, when you are sick, you don't want to eat, but you'll continue to drink water or continue to drink. And the chicken is no different than us. When they're sick, they don't want to eat, but they will drink. So when we have a flock and there's a lot of sick chickens in that flock, the quickest way to get an antibiotic to them is to put it into their water. And we do that through a system that proportions that water out uniformly through all of these water lines so that every drink, every drop has the correct amount of antibiotic. Once the flock begins to feel better, it's then much better to give them that antibiotic in their feed. And when they do that and begin to eat, we'll be able to put antibiotic into the feed.
In animal agriculture, to raise a healthy food supply, we need to maintain the health of the herd or the flock. In a house such as this, where you've got 25,000 birds, we can't think of the individual as being the end point of health. It is all about maintaining a healthy population. And so in medicine, we often call this population medicine, where we're not focused on the individual animal, we're focused on the group. In a house such as this, should disease appear, you can see how fast it could potentially spread throughout this house due to the amount of contact that the individuals are having with each other. And because of that, we need to be able to use an antibiotic quickly that will treat this entire flock in order to prevent the spread of this disease. And because of that, then there's several ways in which antibiotics do get used in a population, and these follow the approved labels from the FDA. One is obviously going to be disease treatment, where you're treating the sick individual. The second would be disease control, where an individual could be exposed but yet not showing clinical signs. A third would be the disease prevention label, where you are trying to prevent the disease from spreading perhaps to another house on the farm. The key is that all of these uses of antibiotics help maintain the health of this population of animals.
This video was brought to you by US Poultry and Egg Association. Funding for this video was provided by the International Poultry Expo. Please support our exhibitors.